Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the history class together with me, Miss Leah. And now I would like to tell you about a new material dealing with Japanese occupation in our country. Okay, I would like to tell you some important events had taken place a long time ago before the arrival of Japan to our country. And I also would like to give you a brief overview of those events starting from the policy of Japanese national seclusion or isolation. Okay, this policy, in the term of Japanese term, it is called sakoku, and it was proposed by Tokugawa shogunate, and mean that the most Japanese people couldn't leave their country, and the foreigners couldn't enter Japan as well. So, without the approval of the authorities, people outside the country couldn't enter Japan. Okay, so it's kind of isolation. Okay, um, yeah. Let's talk about Convention of Kanagawa or Kanagawa Treaty. This was a treaty signed between the United States and Tokugawa Shogunate on March 31st, 1854. It marked the end of Japanese national seclusion or sakoku, and yeah, it means that sakoku um, has already ended, yeah, after there is a convention of Kanagawa. Okay, now let's talk about another events. Okay, have you ever heard about restoration of Meiji or Meiji restoration? Well, in Japanese history, this kind of political revolution um, broke about the final period of Tokugawa shogunate. Shogunate means a kind of military government. Okay, so um, there is a restoration at the time, and it let the control of the country return back to the Emperor Meiji. Okay, and the country, ruled by the king or the emperor. Okay, just like the beginning era of Japanese government. Okay, during that period, industrialization really means a lot to the growth of Japanese imperialism and also nationalism. The feeling of being proud of their country, and then the uh, they're willing to have imperialism or try to dominate another um, areas or another country. Yeah, um, make Japan was trying to start an expansion to East Asia. Okay, so that's why, they come to our country. Okay, let's see. We have another term here, Hako Ichiu. Okay, this was means a crown court, one roof, or we can say that all the words under one roof. Okay, it was a Japanese political slogan or doctrine, meaning that Japan wants to unify the eight corners of the world, delapan penjuru mata angin. Simply, I can say that Japan wants to be the ruler of the world, want to, be the one and only. Okay, and let's talk about the Pacific War. This is a war between allies or sekutu. Sekutu means U.S. and his friends. Okay, and these wars between allies and the Empire of Japan happened during World War II. Okay, on December 1941, Japan launched a surprise air attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Um, this event really makes the U.S. really mad. Okay, and they declare a war on Japan. And yeah, of course, US supported the formation of ABDACOM, is kind of alliance, yeah, among American, British, Dutch, Australian command to fight against Japan in the Pacific War, Asia Pacific War. Okay, so my question is, what is the relation between those kind of events and also, yeah, doctrine Hako Ichiu, and yeah, relation to Japanese arrival to Indonesia? What is the relation? Well, so here, let's see. Japan wanted to obtain natural resources in our country, and those kind of resources could be used for industrial or war purposes. So they decided to extend their empire into Southeast Asia. It's not only Indonesia, it's all about Asia. Okay, and then there are several chronological events that happened between January to March 1942. Okay, you can see yourself. When Japan came to Indonesia, Japan attempted to conquer many areas, including Tarakan, Balikpapan, Samarinda, Banjarmasin, Pontianak, okay, Palembang, and eventually they reached Java. Okay, so when they reached Java, they tried to, conquer or dominate Batavia, and then yeah, because the Batavia is the center of, what's it, the Dutch administration at that time. So when it is, yeah, I mean, conquered by Japan, so it means that the what is it, the rule of yeah, Indonesian and especially for Java, yeah, is handed over to Japan. Kapitulasi Kalijati here is an agreement to hand over power from the Dutch to Japan and marking the transition of the power in Indonesia, okay, from the Dutch to Japan. And it was signed by Lieutenant General Ger Porten from the Dutch and General Hitoshi Imamura from Japan on March 1942, right after Batavia could be fully controlled by Japan. Okay, so that's all about our yeah, the arrival of Japan to our country, and let's talk about yeah, some policies applied during the occupation of Japan. Yeah, okay, let's see the establishment of a military government. Okay, Japan ruled our nation during the Japanese occupation in 1942 until 1945 by military command or government, because yeah, rapid decision making is the characteristic of this military government, so that's why this kind of system, yeah, was chosen. Yeah, the military command or government. At the time, several military government were formed. um, the military rule was implemented in nearly all parts of Indonesia, including Sumatra, Java, Madura, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and Maluku. Okay, in addition, um, Japan also established a civil governmental system in order to control the civil affairs, and um, the name of the governmental structure was taken from Japanese words. Okay, up to now, um, well, some of the names are still in use. You can see there are several names there. Karesidenan, Kota Praja, Kabupaten, Kawedanan, Kecamatan, Desa, Kelurahan, Kota Istimewa. Okay, some of them are still in use in our country. For example, Kabupaten, Kecamatan, Desa, Kelurahan, Kota Istimewa. Okay, let's see. A number of organization and special policies, yeah, were established during that time. For example, there is a kind of elimination of political style organization having the aim of, yeah, political purposes. Yeah, so Japan do not want to, yeah, to, yeah, have this kind of organization because, yeah, to they want to reduce the political instability. Okay, so next adalah the establishment of social and semi-military organization. So they prefer to form a semi-military organization with the aim of attracting sympathy and support of Indonesian people. Okay, let's see. We have 3A movement. This is a kind of Japanese colonial propaganda. Nippon Cahaya Asia, Nippon Pelindung Asia, dan Nippon Pemimpin Asia. Nippon is the light of Asia, protector of Asia, and leader of Asia. Okay, Nippon here means Japan. Okay, okay, let's see. We have a Putra. Putra is an organization developed by Japan using a society's capacity to assist Japan in the Asia-Pacific War. And it was led by Sukarno, Muhammad Hatta, Kiai Triwantoro, and Kiai Haji Mas Mansur. And they are known or famous for being empat serangkai. Okay, let's see. We have Majelis Islam A'la Indonesia, MEAI. MEAI is a political organization that was reactivated with the aim of, organizing Muslim in Indonesia to be willing to help Japan in war. Yeah, at the beginning, this organization was reactivated, but yeah, this organization only lasted just 1 year. Yeah, this was disbanded in November 1943. Okay, we have also another organization called Fujinkai. This is a women organization assigned by Japan to accommodate the role of women in the field of public health and welfare. And the members were at least 15 years old, and there was no age limit for Fujinkai's members. Okay, let's see. Majelis Syuro Muslimin Indonesia, or Masyumi, is an Indonesian Muslim deliberative organization appointed to replace the role of MEAI at the beginning, yeah, that was, previously disbanded. So this is formed, yeah, to replace that organization. The chairman of the Masumi is Kiai Haji Hasim Ashari, while the vice chairman is Kiai Haji Mas Mansur and Kiai Haji Wahid Hashim. Okay, let's see. We have also Jawa Hokoke is an organization established to unify all professional association in Java in order to, mobilize them effectively for war purposes. Okay, I can say here, up to now, all of this organization actually, yeah, was formed to help Japan for war purposes, almost all of them. Okay, and then let's talk about Chuo Sangiin. This is an organization created by Japan with the task of submitting suggestions to the government and answering questions on political issues. Okay, next, Seinendan or Korps Pemuda or Youth Corps was a semi-military organization established by Japan on 29 April 1943 in order to educate and train young people against the invention of lies power or sekutu, ya, in order to protect and defend Indonesia. And the members were men between the ages of 14 and 20. Okay, let's see. Keibodan is a semi-military organization established by Japan on 29 April 1943. This is the same with Senendan, but yeah, the purpose is quite different. This is formed to help police duties. The members were men between the ages of 25 until 35. Okay, we have Barisan Pelopor is a youth organization founded in urban areas with the goal of fostering a sense of brotherhood among the Indonesian people. And yeah, memberships are heterogeneous, consisting of young people coming from different educational backgrounds. Yeah, to create a sense of solidarity, emotional bonds, and national. Let's talk about Heiho and PETA. Both of these organizations, yeah, are military organization. Heiho was formed to assist or to help Japanese military forces in the Asia Pacific War, while PETA, yeah, was formed to defend Indonesia territory from the invasion of allies or sekutu, yeah. And also its members may become military officers. Okay, that's all the organization. Yeah, exists during the Japanese occupation, and now let's talk about Indonesian, Indonesian mystery during that period. Okay, have you ever heard about Romusa, guys? Okay, it's a kind of forced labor. Okay, Romusa is a Japanese language word for laborer, but in English tends to refer specifically to forces laborers during the Japanese occupation. Um, Workers of Romusa were assigned to collect food and medicinal plants and then construct roads, build bridges, railways, airstrips, shelter caves, and yeah, they are forced to work in a mine as well. Okay, so okay, another misery is about the the formation of Chukun Ianfu, or in other words, it is called comfort woman. It refers to those women who were forced into sexual slavery to fulfill the sexual needs of Japanese military personnel and civil officers during the Asia Pacific War for about 1931 until 1945. Okay, yeah, the members of Chukunian Fu is not only from Indonesia but also from all around Asia. Yeah, okay, let's see. During the Japanese occupation, while Japan grouped, okay, make a social classes, or yeah, make a social classes, namely Japanese people, okay, Bumiputra, Eastern, the Dutch, and European. Okay, here the highest levels, okay, is the Japanese or people of Japanese. Yeah, okay. Well, Japan uses all the potential natural resources and also raw materials in Indonesia for industries that support war activities. Okay, a war economic system like this has an impact on reducing the amount of food production and increasing the number of, hunger in Indonesia, poverty, okay, because of, all of the natural resources were used for industrialization and war. Okay, next. Okay, well, agricultural and plantation activities during the Japanese occupation were controlled by the Food Management Office, and the people here must do the obligatory handover of rice. Wajib serah padi. Okay, yeah, once again, is one of the misery, yeah, okay, that we have during the time. Okay, let's see, we have, okay. Okay, Japan's occupation had a bad impact, of course, yeah, on the various sectors in, yeah, in many kind of, yeah, life sectors. But yeah, of course, good things were happen. Okay, one of the good things were about the, what to say, educational system, and also this one, kumiai is also one of the cooperative system that existed at the time, and that kind of, I would say, system, yeah, does exist right now, okay, in the form of koperasi ya. Okay, so this is one of probably the good things, yeah, about the formation of kumiai. And we have also another good things, that is the educational system that enables all groups, all people to get education for free. Okay, the Japanese education institution consisting of Kokumin Gakko Elementary School, Sotochu Gakko Junior High School, and Kotochu Gakko Senior High School. All right. The name of this level of education is quite the same as that of, okay. Even the educational parity is the same, guys. So when we have elementary 6 years in elementary school, 3 years in junior high school and senior high school, and the educational system of, Japan educational system is exactly the same. Okay, in this educational system, Indonesian is used as one of the main, I mean, a bahasa ya, is used as one of the main subject as well as the language. We come to the end of the slides. This one is another positive thing. Yeah, formed during the occupation of Japan. That is the formation of Keimin Punka Sidoso. It was called cultural institution provided for Indonesian artists. Okay, so yeah, in fact, this kind of cultural institution is used to oversee or control the activities of the artists, so that they do not try to, you know, deviate. They do not deviate from Japanese. Okay, but in the end, these artists eventually express their opposition through their art. Okay, the opposition to Japan through their art. Okay, this is the last things I want to tell to you, yeah, about anything about organization, about special term, and many others. And I think that's enough for yeah, talking about this material. And hopefully you, all of you, will fully understand about this material. And see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.